From the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. There's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski in the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Nick Markakis, Brian Roberts, and the Baltimore Orioles. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set, and it will be the rubber match. As you know, the Sox won the opener by a score of 7-5. Albeit it was a very exciting ninth inning. They scored 3 runs and had the tying run at the plate with nobody out. Then last night, it was just too much Brian Mattis as he went out there. Mark Burley took the loss. Baltimore won that game 4-2. So tonight, trying for the rubber match, a good man on the bump.
Edwin Jackson going to the mound for the 4th time as a member of the White Sox. And in his previous 3 outings, he's given up a grand total of 3 earned runs, 1 in each game. Now, he's thrown 7 pitches in the last 12 or 13 days, so we'll look for his control tonight and see just exactly how it's going to be. One thing you know, he's going to be very strong this evening, and he's going to need it against the Baltimore team that's playing very well under Buck Showalter. Jake Arrieta going to the mound for the Orioles, and he's 4-5 this year with an ERA just above 4.9 save. Arrieta is one of those guys that has a great arm, has a good curveball, but a tendency, number 1, for left-handers to really hurt him because he can't get the ball inside on him. And number 2, tries to throw the ball a little harder than he's capable of. It'll get up there 96, but it'll be high in the zone. So we'll see if we can take advantage of the youngster tonight. We'd love to win this series. Cliff Lee is throwing against Minnesota. They've already lost 3 in a row down there. Let's see if we can make it 4 and cut another game off their lead.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Outside as the White Sox close out a 3-game set against the Orioles with the series all even up at 1. Hey everyone, Sarah Cusack with you here at U.S. Cellular Field. Now, waiver deadline is drawing near, and discussion the past few days has surrounded rumors about Manny Ramirez coming to the South Side. But earlier today, Kenny Williams suggested that there may be more than one player that he's after on the waiver wire.
It's always possible. Sometimes the most obvious things are the most, unrealistic things that to accomplish. So you've got to always be looking for what you actually can accomplish. And sometimes small marginal growth is just as effective as the more obvious, bigger thing that you're not going to get. Ideally, that's always my preference, is help for today and help for tomorrow as well. But sometimes you're in the mode of just trying to get in the playoffs, where you just you shoot for today, you shoot for help today. So every name that goes on the wire, we take a look at and explore the possibilities.
Now, when Kenny Williams has talked about improving his ball club, typically it's included a bat or help, for now, the battered bullpen. Another way to do that is deep outings by the starters. Tonight on the mound is Edwin Jackson, 1-0 in his 3 starts with the White Sox with a 1.35 ERA. And the righty said deep outings are always a part of the plan.
I mean, as a starter, your job is to go deep as you can anyway. So regardless what the situation is in the bullpen, you have to kind of stay on your mind frame as you want to go as deep in the game as you can anyway. So, the bullpen is normally there just, for backup anyways, in case you can't go the distance. And, I mean, a lot of times it doesn't happen, but you have to have that mentality like you're trying to go 9 innings every start.
So Jackson will try to help the Sox secure a series win over the Orioles tonight. First pitch just moments away. Hawk and Stoney have the call for you on Comcast Sportsnet.
Sportsnet presented by Allstate. Sox have had a problem with the Orioles this year, going 2-4 against them, and this is the final time they'll run into them this year. So let's take a look at how Buck Showalter is going to line up his O's. Roberts will lead it off, and Patterson, Markakis. Scott the DH with Wigginton, PA, who's been very hot. Wieters, Historis, and Bell rounded out. Defense and how they'll line up behind Edwin Jackson, left to right, Pierre Rios and Quentin. In the infield, Vizquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate, and the Toyota starting pitcher is Edwin Jackson. This is his 4th start as a member of the Sox, and he's thrown the ball very well. 1-0 record, a minuscule 1.35 ERA. It's a cool night tonight, a lot cooler than it's been. 71 degrees, 56% humidity, winds out of the east, 8 to 12 miles an hour. That will affect the ball this evening, and the forecast is perfect. Ed Hickox behind the plate, Field and Culberth at first. Marty Foster is at second, and Gary Cedarstrom is at third. So we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox Baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the finale of this 3-game set. As the first of 4 switch hitters in this Oriole lineup stands in Ryan Roberts. And the first pitch of the ball game from the big right-hander is taken for a strike. Roberts comes in hitting at .254, 3 homers. He's driven in 10. He is 3 for 8 in this series with a homer, that coming last night. And that is into left field. Juan Pierre giving chase. It's out. Okay. Foul ground makes the play. 1 down. Orioles come in hitting at .258 as a club with a 4.90 team ERA. Baltimore 18-44 on the road. 27-38 at home. Corey Patterson takes first pitch strike. Stoney, that is so big for any pitcher, but especially a guy like Edwin Jackson.
Well, when he goes right after the hitters, he's been very effective this year, especially with that fastball. He's able to spot it. He's got good movement on it. And more so this year than maybe any other year, he's getting more ground balls. Now, you might not see it in the first inning or so, but it will certainly come into play as he moves along in this one. Right now, he's throwing pretty hard.
The 0-2 pitch. That didn't take long. He gone.
This throws that fastball. It's above the belt, and Patterson has no chance. He was just overpowered that time.
So here's the best hitter on this ball club, Nick Markakis, hitting at .287, 8 homers, 44 driven in. Not good numbers for this guy. This guy is too good to have those numbers. Markakis last year hit .293, 18 homers, and drove in 101. Outfield about equidistant, spread out slightly to the left as very quickly the count. That fastball at 98.
We'd have to figure, throwing just 7 pitches in just under 2 weeks, that Edwin would be awfully strong tonight. Now, if you can mix that strength and that adrenaline with good location, then you've got a pretty tough customer, and so far he's been able to do that.
That's low. And here at beautiful USA Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straight away center. Here you go. 1, 2, 3 inning, couple of punch outs after half inning of play. It's the Orioles nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
Leading off, and it's Vizquel, Alex Rios, Konerko, Quinton, A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate, Ramirez, Tien, and Beckham playing second and hitting ninth. The defense and how they'll line up behind Arrieta: Patterson, PA, and Markakis left to right. In the infield, Bellis, Turris, Robertson, Wigginton. Matt Wieters behind the plate, and the Toyota starting pitcher is Jake Arrieta. None of the Sox have seen him. He's got a great arm, but as you can see, left-handers have really hurt him. He's had a problem getting the ball inside to the left-handers, and because of that, leave the ball out over the plate, you've got some big problems. We'll see how he fares tonight.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as Juan Pierre will lead it off. Juan hitting at .279 a homer. He's driven in 35. 3 for 8 in this series with a couple of RBIs. There's first pitch strike. Watch out. And the count 0-2. Sox come in hitting at .268 as a club with a 3.99 ERA. Marietta, 24 years old, 6'4", 220. And the count 1-2.
Baltimore comes in 18-44 on the road, having pretty much a miserable season away from Baltimore, and it's not that great in Baltimore, but winners of 4 of 6 against the Sox.
There's a chopper, 2 hopper, 1 out. So that'll bring up Omar Vizquel. Omar hitting at .291 a homer. He's driven in 23. Takes the bunt, takes the ball.
Arrieta, just 24 years old, a big guy, 6'4", probably checking in now about 225.
And the count 2-0. Gap out there in right center. As the 2-0 pitch. Taken for a strike.
He's only had 2 years in their system before this year. Was it Frederick in 08? Bowie and Norfolk last year.
And the count 3-1. So he had the 2-0, took it. 3-1. Alex on deck. And that's ball 4. So with 1 out, 1 on, let's check out tonight's picks to click. And you can also play. All you got to do is tune into the Felco pregame live each night, see Ozzy's lineup, then click on tonight. White Sox fans watching. They went with Carlos Quentin, Mike Leary, the Leprechaun, our producer, and the crew. They're going with Alex Rios, who's at the plate. Stone Pony's going with Juan Pierre. And Nick Palmer, Tony, and all the great folks out at Knollwood Country Club in Granger, Indiana, and I are going to go with Mark Tien. There's ball 1 to Alex. Alex hitting at .288, 17 homers, 70 driven in. He is 1 for 7 in this series. Outfield about equidistance, 1 around to the left. As that breaking ball misses, now he's got the catbird seat. 2-0.
Well, if Arrieta does indeed lose this game, it will be because of his lack of ability to get the ball over the plate. He came in now with 44 walks, only 37 strikeouts in 79 innings. That's not good.
And the count 3-0. Canerco, the on-deck hitter. Okay, deep out there in center. And that's back-to-back. Don't help him out.
Weeder's going out there to try to settle him down. He wasn't even close to Rios. And so with 2 on in the first inning, the heart of the batting order has a chance to do some damage.
And checking the slate of action, a limited slate around the American League. Other action will show Detroit at Toronto. Oakland at Cleveland. Minnesota down at Rangers Ballpark at Arlington. That's Liriano against Lee. So here's Pauly. Pauly checks in at 314. 31 long ones and 87 knocked home. Sit on it, get it. He did, but he fouled it back.
A fastball on the outer third. Ball looking fastball all the way. Didn't get it, but those numbers suggest that he's been very hot lately, and at 311 with runners in scoring position this year, he's been very good.
He reached back, put a little giddy up on that one at 95, and the count 0-2. Marietta out of El Dorado Hills, California. Breaking ball misses. So this, the fourth hitter. And if you're Pauly or Carlos Quentin or all those guys sitting over in that dugout, you got to say to yourself, this guy is a one-pitch pitcher.
Well, he hasn't been able to hit with either the slider or the curveball yet.
Pop back, and that's going to be a souvenir into the seats. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the first. No score if you're just joining us. So Wieters has his say.
Well, he's somewhat worried about Omar Vizquel being able to pick up either location or the sign. So he went out, mentioned something to Arrieta. Could very well be that they'll go to this pitch at least without using a sign.
And the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him with a slider. 2 down.
That's the first pitch other than a fastball that he's gotten close enough to be enticing, and that ball just disappeared off the corner. A good solid pitch.
So here's Quentin hitting at 237, 24 long ones. He's driven in 78. Did not check it up. Quick breaking slider. And there's the fastball at 95, foul back.
Well, if you're seeing a slider away, that fastball right in on your hands is a whole lot more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, there's no question about it. That big right-hander's stuff. He's got the stuff. But you got to hope for as a Sox hitter, he just doesn't get the breaking ball over. And the count 1-2. Minnesota in the top of the second. Runners at first and third. Nobody out against Cliff Lee. And that's a little blooper into center field. That's going to fall for the base hit. So here comes Omar. He'll score. Alex in the third. Sox lead it 1-0. Yeah, you ought to have some runs scored off of it if you walk 2 in an inning.
And there's a lot of center fielders in this league would have had that. But Felix BA plays the deepest center field we've seen. And because of that, he's not going to catch too much in front of him. Now, very few balls are going to get over his head. But that's RBI number 79 for Carlos.
Now, most of the balls over PA's head are going to be out of here.
They're gone. He's playing unbelievably deep.
So here's AJ. AJ hitting at .251, 6 homers. He's driven in 40. Takes ball 1 up high. And that's a top foul. Cliff Lee struck out Jim Thome. So there is 1 out. Runners at the corners. Come on, AJ. Need you right here, buddy. And that fastball at 96. Upper tank left side.
Well, the way the Orioles are defending AJ, you've got Markakis very deep in right field, as is PA. And Roberts playing him as a dead pull hitter. So there's a lot of room right back at umpire Marty Foster to take the ball back up the middle.
Takes it up, takes up high. Got to bury that slider down and in for a wild pitch.
He's got 4 of them this year.
AJ getting a piece of that one. 1-0 good guys here in the bottom of the first if you're just tuning in. Finale of this 3-game set. It is the rubber match. He did not go. And a full count. Barry Cedarstrom, third base umpire. Last night had a good game behind the plate, even though we lost it 4-2. Minnesota leading Texas 3-0. I believe Delman Young hit a 3-run homer. And that's ball 4. So that will load him up. Third walk of the inning. And bring up Alexei.
Also bring out Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, who wants to have a word with Arrieta, who is pitching himself into an opportunity to give up a big inning.
Now, as we mentioned, if it's a hitter, you just got to go up there. If he gets 3 breaking balls over, just tip your grab some bench.
He's having a hard time getting 1 breaking ball over.
That's why you go just dead red and just convince yourself he's a 1-pitch pitcher.
Anything else, just take it, because odds are overwhelming it's not going to be in the zone. Even that slider, he's not throwing for strikes, but if he gets ahead, you can throw it at that outside corner and then it disappears, becomes a tough pitch to hit. And until he establishes that he can get anything but a fastball over, you just have to look for the express.
First pitch always big in the sequence, and that's ball one. Slider. If he gets that pitch over, it just turns the whole mind and thought process of the hitter around. Like I say, looking for it. And a good check right there. A lot of times when you're looking dead red like that, you get a fastball just in off the plate. A lot of guys are going to be hacking at it. Meanwhile, a count 2-0. Now zone him in, reel him in, and touch him up. And that's high. Mark Teahan on deck.
He's about ready to do something that has not been done too often, and that's walk Ramirez. 19 walks in 455 at-bats.
There's one. It looks like he still has a lot of nuances of American baseball to learn.
Yeah, I don't think that you want to take a pitch that's belt high and, you know, questionable, but you don't throw the bat away on that pitch.
No. And that's popped up into right field. So he's going to get out of it, walking 3, giving up a hit with just 1 run, and we'll go to the second leading 1-0.
Bobby Jenks, who's the biggest key to the White Sox bullpen with Matt Thornton and J.J. Putz on the DL. A. Chris Sale, B. Tony Pena, C. Eric Threets, or D. Sergio Santos. Text A, B, C, or D to 53695. You can stick around for the U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live for final results, or visit csnchicago.com. Here's a look at Chris Sale. He appeared once in the series and was very impressive to a few of those Orioles.
Well, he had the Chris Sale Nintendo stuff sales.
Well, that slider, when he gets it even near the plate, it just explodes.
Luke Scott will lead it off, hitting at .291. He's got 25 homers, but only 59 RBIs with that .291 average and 25 long ones. That's unusual. He's 1 for 9 in this series, and that 1 hit left the premises. And the count 0-2.
A couple of off-speed pitches mystified Scott. Don Cooper looking on at one of his many proteges.
He gone. That didn't take long. Third consecutive strikeout for Jackson.
Third straight off-speed pitch had Scott well out in front of it. Gotta be careful with this guy because he's had some semblance of luck against Jackson.
Wigington, 3 for 7 with a homer against Edwin. Takes first pitch strike. Detroit leading Toronto 6-0. That game late in the game up in Canada. Dodgers beat Milwaukee 7-1 at Miller Park.
Dodgers trying to get back in the wild card race.
San Diego taking a beating at home 11-0 against the D-backs.
The Dodgers came in 12 back in the division, so with Colorado and San Francisco as well as San Diego ahead of them, that's not how they're going to make it. However, the Dodgers came in 5.5 games back in the wild card, and they might believe they still have a chance.
Two balls, 2 strikes to the 32-year-old veteran, Ty Wigington. The 2-2. Checks it up, full count.
Felix Piet, who's had a terrific series on deck.
And he walks him. So the first Oriole base runner. And here's Piet, who was 5 for 7 in this series, has his average up to 305. And lifetime against Jackson is faced him 3 times, has a couple of hits.
You certainly don't want to throw this guy anything thigh high or lower. That's right in his wheelhouse. That's a good spot, up and away.
And a reminder, first 20,000 fans in attendance on Saturday night, 6:05 against the Yankees, will receive White Sox rally towels presented by Cardinal Fitness. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. One and one to count to the 25-year-old outfielder. Adam Jones was hitting the left shoulder blade in the opener. He missed last night. That can be a very, very sore and harmful to your swing injury. And that pitch fouled down. So the count 1-2. Edwin making his 4th start in the Sox uniform. He has pitched well, making his 25th start of the year overall. There's a shank.
Nice catch by someone in the front row just by the tarp. Now being mugged by his friend.
They're actually just trying to take the ball from him.
Friend is telling him he would have had it if you hadn't have interrupted the path of the ball.
One out to 1-2. He gone. 4th strikeout for Edwin. 2 down.
See where AJ put that glove. He wanted it upstairs. Jackson tonight with an explosive fastball just throws it right by PA.
So here's Matt Wieters, switch hitting catcher. Takes low ball 1. He's 3 for 7 in the series with a couple of RBIs, hitting at .243 on the season with 10 homers, and he's driven in 43. Two and 0 the count. Just joining us, Sox leading 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. And there's a good strike. Here's out of the University of North Carolina, Asheville. Big switch hitting catcher. That's low in the count, 3-1.
And the key really is a switch hitting catcher. You don't find too many of them, especially this young and this strong. That's why he was #1 draft choice. 5th player picked overall. And the Orioles, as well as everybody else in baseball, thought very highly of him.
That's fouled into the LG Skyline Club seats. So a full count with 2 down.
Now with the left-hander up, Paul should be playing behind Wigginton, who doesn't have much speed, and you want to get a better angle if he does pull the ball down there. You see the disparity. He's a much better hitter with much more power from the left side.
And the payoff pitch. He gone. 5 strikeouts. For Edwin Jackson, we go to the bottom of the second. It is 1-0 Sox. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today. 1-0 good guys here in the bottom of the second inning, and I'll tell you, there is some good right-handed stuff out on that bump tonight.
Well, there's no doubt that Edwin has as good a stuff as we've seen, and this is his 4th start as a member of the White Sox. As far as Arrieta is concerned, when he gets the ball over the plate, he's tough to hit. The question is, how often will he do that? And in the first inning, it wasn't often. So this is a guy you take advantage of until he finds his control.
Mark Teahan, Gordon Beckham, then back to the top of the order with Juan Pierre. First pitch strike. Mark hitting at .270, 4 homers. He's driven in 19. He was 2 for 3 in game 1. In fact, he had the big base hit in that ball game besides Beckham's 3-run homer. It was a double. Set the whole inning up. 2-1. There's a chopper 2 hopper, Brian Roberts. One out. So here's Gordon, 3 for 5 in this series with a couple of homers, and he's knocked in 4. Had the big hit, as I just mentioned, that 3-run homer in game 1. And that's into right field, right at Markakis. For a line shot, Hang Wolfram, 2 out.
Arrieta looks a lot more comfortable with his stuff this inning than he did the last inning, but the difference being he hasn't been in the stretch. When he got in the stretch last inning, that was after walking Vizquel. He had another couple of walks along with a base hit and generally looked very much uncomfortable with any of the breaking stuff. So the object is to put him back in the stretch.
First pitch. Strike. The 0-1 pitch to Pierre. At 6'4", 220, he's got some shoulders on him.
He's a big man. At 24 years old, with a world of promise.
And that's up high.
Saw him in the Arizona Fall League before he ever pitched a professional game. They sent him there. He was tremendously impressive. Just dominated that league with his stuff. And he dominated in the low minor leagues.
Nice backhand pick right there by Josh Bell. Low throw, nice pick by Wigington. Good play all around. Nothing across. We'll go to the third. It is still 1-0. Good guy.
Christine O'Reilly, the lovely lady on the end, and we're going to talk about two things I really love, salsa and stars, and talk a little bit about the Ozzie Guillen Foundation.
We have an amazing event, Steve, and we're so fortunate to be partnering with Ozzie and Evis and the Ozzie Guillen Foundation with Chicago White Sox Charities for an amazing event on Monday, September 13th, called Salsa and Stars with Ozzie Guillen and Friends. Evis, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, the show, they'll be an amazing show. We have to have Ruben Blades, Tito Nieves, and Gilberto Santa Rosa. So it's a very good show. People can go and have fun with the players and the the singers, and we can dance. Everything's included in the ticket: the food, the drinks, and the show. So they have an amazing show.
It sounds like a great night. And Christine, tell us again how you get in touch with the people you have to get in touch with to participate.
It's downtown Chicago, Steve, at River East Arts Center. It is an amazingly beautiful venue. It's right on Illinois Street near Navy Pier, Monday, September 13th. Tickets are on sale now, as Eva said. They're $350 each. It's all-inclusive. But the performance by these salsa icons who are friends of Ozzy's, who are coming in to perform for free. Lots of teammates will be there, Chicago sports celebrities, Ozzy and Eva's, obviously. Go to whitesox.com/community, whitesox.com/community, or you can call me, 312-674-5387. We'd love to talk to you more about it, give you more information on buying tickets, and we hope to see everybody there September 13th.
Well, ladies, thank you very much. Nice to have you up here,
Thanks,
and
Steve.
hopefully you'll get involved because it's going to be a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job as usual, Christine. This is nice. 1-2 the count with one out. Here in the top of the third, Josh Bell. That's high and wide. That sounds like a good night.
Very good night.
Well, very seldom you're going to be at a party with Ozzy and not have a good time. Here's the 2-2 with that big kick. Just did get a piece of it. Top of the seventh at Cleveland. Indians leading Oakland 3-2. Top of the third in Texas, still 3-0. Delman Young, a 3-run homer off Cliff Lee. Two-hopper. Falling. So that's out number 2.
Edwin very quick, getting off the mound in a hurry. And he knows he's going to get a very good, solid throw from Paul Konerko, who is ranging to his right. The key on this is get the ball to the pitcher early so he can right his footwork and touch the inside part of the bag with his right foot.
Well, in a previous out by his tourist, probably gave him just a perfect lead. Got to get into him as quick as you can so he can get his bearings straight. Not hit the corner of that bag and break an ankle. Brian Roberts. Went out to Juan Pierre. And the count 2-0. Outfield about equidistant. Spread out slightly to the left. Vizquel way back and way off the line at third. And the 2-0 pitch to Roberts. 3-0. Come back and get him. Sox with a first inning run. RBI single by Carlos Quentin, and we stranded the bases loaded. And there's the 2-out walk. Base on balls number 2 issued by Edwin.
Corey Patterson had a very interesting comment after he faced Chris Sale, and he faced him in the 8th inning, opening night of this series. He realized that he was the first pick, the 13th pick overall in the first round of this year's draft. And he said, after looking at his stuff where he went down on strikes, who were the other 12 who were picked ahead of him? He was pretty impressive that night.
He's been impressive every time.
Yeah.
Corey struck out on 3 pitches. Takes that one outside. Minnesota now leading Texas and Cliff Lee 5-0. Roberts 6 for 8 in stolen bases. And the count evens at 1 to Patterson.
Roberts' back has been bothering him somewhat, and he's been hesitant to steal a great deal. Obviously, when you have to make that head first dive, you are going to jar that back. So at least in this series, we haven't seen him too aggressive on the base path.
Outfield, about equidistant, spread out, slightly to the left. And that pitch is high, and that's going to be trying to come back. Couldn't get there.
He got it.
Or did he?
He got it.
Yes, he did. What a catch by Juan Pierre. Goes into the crowd. What a play. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the third, still leading 1-0.
One of those hands to be able to make this play as Juan goes over toward the stands, balancing himself on his left hand and putting it away with his right. Good play, ends the inning.
So it's the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Vizquel, Rios, and Konerko. Omar walked and scored back in the first inning. Jake Arrieta takes first pitch strike. This little getting the open fastball at 93. 353 in his last 37 games. Little chopper, three hopper. And that's out number one. And a reminder, tomorrow night, 7:10 p.m., Sox against the Yankees, first of that three-game set. Enjoy post-game fireworks presented by the Chicago Blackhawks, 2010 Stanley Cup champion, our Chicago Blackhawks. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
You and I are going to be outfitted very well for that one.
Can't wait. Will Quenville's going to be up in the booth with us for an inning.
It's great.
Have some nice conversation. Alex walked back in the first. Now he singles into right field. So good speed aboard. He has 25 stolen bases.
Alex went right with this one. That fastball is on the outer third. Well, thigh high. Takes it into right field. No chance at all for Roberts. And it's time to try to add to that lead against Arrieta, who now is back in the stretch where he's had some problems tonight.
You got Paulie on a slider down and away. First and 30 in Paulie. Just a decent lead, Alex. And that pitch off the outside corner.
Last 21 games, Paul Konerko has been just about as hot as anybody in the league.
And the count 2-0.
And putting him in the stretch, for him at least, makes it very difficult to get the ball over the plate. Up to the 50 pitch mark, evenly divided, 25 and 25 strikes and balls. That's not a real good percentage.
Paulie was looking for it, got it, and just underneath it. Two balls and a strike. There goes Alex. Throw by Wieters. Not in time. Number 26 for Alex.
It was a good throw by Wieters. He got rid of it as quickly as you possibly could, but Alex just got too big a jump on Arrieta. Take a look at the jump he gets. Arrieta's slow to the plate. Wieters makes a good solid throw. But Alex there, and the call by Marty Foster. He didn't beat it by much. Wieters made it a lot closer play than it should have been.
They say it's 2-2. Take a look at that last pitch. Paulie thought that ball was high, and Ozzie barking out at Ed Hickok.
And what was kind of unusual is, first of all, Wieters is a very big catcher. And normally when a catcher gets up, you kind of obscure the viewpoint of the umpire. Very rarely do you get a called strike when a catcher is that high getting ready to make his throw. But he got the benefit of the call that time.
And that's chopped just over our dugout. First throw.
Some young ladies very happy. Got their White Sox gear on and a souvenir. How about that?
Both outfields, for the most part, playing everybody straight up, spread out. Detroit still shutting out Toronto 7-0. That ball hit into the gap. Nobody's going to get that one. They will cut it off as Alex picks up the stolen base and now scores on the single by Konerko, and it is 2-0 Sox.
RBI number 88. That ball down. And Paul sniffing a run batted in. Just drives it into left center field. So Arrieta, when put into a stretch twice, has given up at least one run. It's one run pending the outcome of this inning.
So here's Carlos. He had the first RBI with that little duck snort into center field. Takes that fastball strike. 0-1.
Oops. That was about the first curveball that Arrieta's gotten over the plate tonight. He's got a terrific curveball. The only question is, will he view it as a rotation or a velocity pitch? Because if he views it as a velocity pitch, it'll hang. That one, he had great rotation.
The 0-2. A.J. Pierzynski on deck. And that's tough foul. And a reminder, you can join our White Sox mobile group to receive exclusive offers and chances to win great prizes like autographed jerseys and baseballs. Just text SOX to Shy Sox. That's 244-769 to enter to win an autographed Gordon Beckham jersey. Standard text and data rates apply. Visit WhiteSox.com for official rules. And once again, the 1-2. Gas upstairs. Breaking ball. Second strikeout for Arrieta.
That curveball is starting to come to him now. And he made 3 very good pitches with the curveball to Carlos Quentin, the third of which struck him out.
So here's A.J. with Paulie at first. Just underneath it. A.J. drew a walk back in the first inning. Arrieta has walked 3, all those coming back in the first inning. And there's a foul ball, broken back. Another $64 bill bit to dust. Come on, AJ. Good 2-strike hitter right here, buddy. Watch out. And another $64 bill. 128 so far.
And counting.
I saw Tony Horton, former first baseman for the Cleveland Indians, break 4 bats and 1 at bat against Steve Hamilton of the Yankees.
That was in the day when you were getting some pretty good bats.
Ash. And that's another foul ball. 4 bats, 1 at bat. Tim Wallach, I saw, I believe it was Tim, broke 3 and 1 at bat. Two out, the 0-2. And another chop foul. And this next pitch will be number 66 for Arrieta here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We probably will see the Baltimore pin.
We're going to see a whole lot of that Baltimore pin. That's a lot of pitches. And you're not yet through the third. And also, somewhat miraculously, you've only given up 2 runs.
And there's a nice at bat right there. A couple of broken bats. A lot of foul balls. Tops it off with a base hit, and that'll bring up Alexei. Alexei with the bases loaded had a 3-0 count. Through strike 1. Then on the 3-1 pitch, he popped it up into right field. Get yourself a base hit right here. Breaking ball.
Last 18 games, some pretty impressive power numbers for Alexei.
Just flips that one right over the Oriole dugout. So now he's got to cinch it up, hunker down, 0-2 the count. A shot base hit. Thank you very much. Paulie being waved around. He scores, and it's a 3-0 Sox lead. Got himself an 0-2 offering and hammered it.
That one down the middle. The fastball was up. Alexei drives in his 54th run of the year. Arrieta having even more problems in the stretch. Nobody in the bullpen up at this moment.
Don't stop now, boys. Mark Tien will be the hitter. And a reminder, you can enjoy a day here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field with your family and your friends. Individual tickets for the White Sox are on sale right now. So for tickets, visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
Rick Vandenhurst warming up in the bullpen.
And here is Mark Tien, who grounded out to second. That's a little flipper in the left field, but Corey Patterson's there, will make the catch. And that'll retire the side, but the Sox put a 2 spot up there on the board. We'll go to the 4th leading 3-0.
Taco Bell, open 1 a.m. or later.
Top of the fourth inning in the 3-0 Sox lead. It'll be Markakis, Scott, and Wigington to face Edwin Jackson. Markakis struck out, called out on strikes to end the first inning. Takes that pitch low and away. There's the strike to even the count at 1. Just off the corner. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for our Sox. No runs, no hits, no errors for their Orioles. And the count evens at 2.
Markakis tried to chase that high fastball. Couldn't catch up to it upstairs.
And tomorrow, first of a 3-game set against the Yankees. Freddie Garcia against A.J. Burnett. Beckham, and he planted. High throw.
It's going to go as a base hit E4.
So the leadoff man at second.
Gordon just couldn't stop his momentum and plant his foot. Look how many steps he takes after he catches the ball. Way too many to then think about throwing a very fast Markakis out of first base. Eventually, with that many steps, he's going to learn to put that ball in his pocket.
Yep. He's still learning the nuances of playing second base.
Oh, it's his first full year there, and it's not an easy position to play.
So here's Luke Scott. He also struck out. Takes ball 1. And count 2-0. Well, when you're as competitive as Gordon Beckham is, you just think that you can make anything. And that is always not the case.
I think he's asking Paul right now, look, when I let the ball go, if I'd have made a good throw, would I have gotten? The answer was no with that many steps. However, he was able to grip the baseball immediately and take a couple of less steps. Yeah, he could have gotten him at first, but that was not the case.
So the 2-0. Checks it up, fouls it off. Scott now 4 for 16 lifetime against Jackson. And over 4 hits, 3 of them stayed in the park.
We got him easily the first time on a steady diet of off-speed and breaking pitches.
Beautiful evening here in the beautiful city. As the Sox trying to take the rubber match of this 3-game set.
We're going to have spectacular weather the entire homestand.
2-2 the count.
That's a straight change, a little higher than he would like, but it was not the location but the velocity that fooled Scott.
That, my friends, was a good pitch to hit. Gap out there in left center. And the 2-2. Nice block by A.J.
When Edwin came here, he already had 13 wild pitches over in the National League. He has only 2 here, and this is his 4th start. Smile, Hawk.
Here's the payoff. He goes. Dig out.
Another off-speed pitch, another strikeout. Scott's so geared up for the fastball that on the changeup and the breaking ball, he is way, way out in front of it.
So here's Wigington. Edwin got ahead of him in the count back in the 2nd inning and then walked him. Souvenir right side. We mentioned Freddie Garcia against A.J. Burnett tomorrow night. On Saturday, Johnny Danks against C.C. Sabathia. And finale of that series and this homestand on Sunday, Gavin Floyd against Ivan Nova. There goes the runner.
And A.J. thought he had a shot at him, but he couldn't get the handle.
So Markakis picks up his 6th stolen base in 8 attempts. And the count moves to 1-2 to Wigington.
Ozzie has the infield back, trying to stay out of the big inning to concede the run 3 runs up. There you look at the defense.
He gone. Another big strikeout. 2 down. 7 strikeouts for Jackson.
Good slider. That one saw the bottom fall out of it. And Wigington, 2nd strikeout victim this inning.
And here's PA. He struck out swinging on a good Jackson fastball. Then after that series against the Yankees this weekend, Sox will embark on next to the last road trip of the season. As that's strike 1. 11 days, 10 games. Starting out 3 in Cleveland. Then an off day on the 2nd. Then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Boston. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th in Detroit. And the count 0-2. AJ. He's fun to watch, trying to deke Markakis 3rd.
You're thinking that he lost the ball? Yeah, you look behind him, thinking that Markakis would believe the ball got by him.
And that ball's tough foul, so the count hangs at 1-2 with 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. That little ground ball base hit, infield variety by Markakis. The only hit for the Orioles. Top of the 5th in Texas, still 5-0 Twinkies. And he pitches out of it. We go to the bottom of the fourth, leading by 3.
What pitcher who played for both the Orioles and the Sox was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1985?
And, of course, that guy you're looking at right there, Hall of Famer Jim Palmer, 8-time 20-game winner.
And that's a clue. It was not him.
So here we go. Bottom of the fourth. Gordon Beckham to lead it off. He's 0 for 1. He hit a line shot right to Nick Markakis in right field. That ball hit high and deep. Stretch, get on back there. Dadgummit, he just missed it. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Sitting on a first ball fastball and didn't miss it by much.
That'll bring up Juan Pierre. He's 0 for 2. Grounded to second and grounded to third. Corey Patterson playing him like very close to the line.
Exactly where Pierre played him when he was in left field.
That's a bunt. That's a good one. They'll stick it in your pocket. So a beautiful bunt. Juan had his 12-game hitting streak snapped last night, so he's hitting 13 of his last 14.
Once this one stays on the dirt, it's not going to roll foul. And no chance at all for Arrieta. Again, in realizing what plays you can make and what plays you can't, when you know that Juan Pierre is running, you cannot make this play. The only thing you can do is throw it away.
That'll bring up Omar. He walked and scored in the first. Led off the third with a ground ball to short. First and third, Omar. Throws it away there. So Juan will pull up at second. Now knock him in, Omar.
He wasn't going to get him. And Wigginton could not go over the back of Pierre to get this ball ticketed for right field. Humber's yelling at him to go. He took his advice and went. Juan taking a look at the outfielders, which is what you should do on every pitch. Gordon Beckham does the same thing.
Nice breaking ball right there. Grabs the strike. And that pitch fouled back. Boy, the upside on this Jake Arrieta is huge. He is a good looking young right-hander. He has got a great arm. Big arm. Checks it up. He did not go. There's a shot caught by Wigington. Boy, he has made some good plays against us this season.
Well, he saved a run and quite possibly took away a double. As Omar tries to take it down the line. Wigington right there. Thinking about throwing to second base, but on the transfer, he drops the ball. Field and Culbreth said, however, that it was on the transfer, so he was out.
Well, he made a few good plays against us at Oriole Park, especially on a couple of real tough picks. Alex can get it. Alex has walked. And then last inning he singled, stole second, and scored on the single by Canerco. Pick him up, big man. There he goes. And that is stolen base number 50.
Well, Arrieta allowed him to get a running start. And wisely, Alex didn't even think about swinging because Juan was 3/4 of the way down before the ball got to Wieters.
Well, it might help him being on third base get that curveball up a little bit. Well, that slider up a little bit.
One advantage for Arrieta is now he doesn't have to work from the stretch where he didn't appear to be the most comfortable. 80 pitches, and this is the 4th inning.
Chopper back to the middle into center field for a base hit. Thank you very much. One scores, and it is 4-0. Boy, Alex, nice.
2 out runs batted in. Pick up the ball club anytime you come through like this, and Alex has done it a lot this year. RBI number 71, a perfect night for him so far. Nice dive by his tourist, only the ball was in the outfield when he dove.
Stone Pony, you cannot get on the highlight reel standing up.
No, it's true.
You've got to be diving on the ground, hitting walls. As here's Paulie. 1 for 2, that big RBI single last inning, takes breaking ball strike. See what Alex is going to do. He does not go. And that pitch misses. And count 1-1. Alex picked up his 26th stolen base last inning.
Vandenberg up once again as the pitches are starting to pile up, as are the runs on Arrieta.
Well, potentially, he's got some of the best right-handed stuff in this league.
Well, there's no doubt that they believe that he's going to be a top-of-the-rotation starter eventually.
Oh, yeah.
And until then, he'll be a stand-in and a double for Josh Brolin.
Yeah, he's got a chance to be a number one. Hit him on the fist, pops him up. Brian Roberts, but a big two-out RBI single by Alex Rios. We'll go to the fifth, leading 4-zip. And if you're the 500th texter, you could win $5 footlong subs from Subway. Top of the fifth inning, lower third of their order. Wheaters is Turris and Bell to face Edwin Jackson. Wheaters, a strikeout victim, back in the second inning. He's joining us. Edwin's giving up that one little scratch infield hit last inning. Markakis, that has been it. He's walked 2 and has 7 strikeouts. There's a little free hopper.
Here's our AT&T trivia question and the ensuing answer. Earlier we asked you what pitcher who played for both the Orioles and the Sox was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1985, and the answer, the knuckleballer, Hoyt Wilhelm. There you see the years with each club. He also played with a few others.
As Turris tries to bunt it, fouls it off. He grounded out 3-1 his first trip. Hoyt Wilhelm, nickname of Tilt.
Look at that bad neck.
Alexei, the pirouette. Nice play, Alexei. 2 down.
Did the 360 spin and got it there just a step ahead of his Turris. This ball looked like it was going to be a base hit. Alexei takes his time. He's got a strong arm and gets it there with about a half a step to spare.
That'll bring up Josh Bell, who also grounded out 3-1. Well, the only guy that I ever saw that had a knuckleball that even approached, that even came close to Hoyt Wilhelm, was not a pitcher. strike. He was a center fielder.
Mickey Mantle?
Mickey Mantle. He had an unbelievable knuckleball. I played against Dwight, 6 years, I think it was. Had one base hit. And there was a little ground ball in the hole between third and short that Pete Ward was playing third. But I don't think the ball even got to the outfield grass. Pete just couldn't get there.
It's just impossible to follow that ball. I mean, the good knuckleballers, and I faced Phil Niekro, you just looked at it. The catcher couldn't catch it. The pitcher didn't know where it was going. So how in the world could you possibly try to hit it with a bat when it was fluttering like a butterfly?
Here's the 1-2. I hit against Phil a lot. Eddie Fisher, former White Sox pitcher, also with Cleveland. But nobody could approach Phil. Two out and the 2-2 pitch. He gone. 8 punch outs. We're halfway home, leading by 4. All right, Chuck, what are you doing? What? Turn that up a little bit, Doug, will you? All right, Chuck, he's a little low. And I don't want to miss a word he says.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Chuck, thank you very much. And we have a pitching change.
We do, and it's Rick Vandenhert, who split his year down in AAA and with the Orioles. We'll show you the numbers on the tall right-hander. He was a starter in AAA. Threw the ball pretty well in only one game with these O's. So we'll take a look at what kind of stuff he has on in relief of Jake Arrieta, who managed to make it through 4 innings.
And here's Carlos Quentin, 1 for 2 with an RBI. One thing we talked about, Arrieta. He's got a chance. He got a chance to be a real good one.
I believe so.
One pitch. No chance on that one. Final from Toronto, 7-1 Detroit. Minnesota shutting out Texas 6-0. Game in the top of the 6th. There's a shot base hit. Ted Williams was right.
Well, after making him look very bad on a late-breaking sharp slider, He decided that there was no reason to throw another one of those. We'll throw a fastball.
So here is AJ, a walk and a single. He had a real good at bat in the third inning, and that helped lead us to a 2-spot. Oh, and 1 to count. One to count.
I look at Buck Showalter before. I had a chance to talk with him before the game, and he realizes that quite obviously he does not have the horses, but he is looking for which guys can help him next year.
That ball down into the corner. AJ starting to get hot. Don't let him get hot. Now they're going to hold Carlos. And a good thing they did is Markakis hit his cutoff man perfectly. And Carlos would have been a gone goose.
With nobody out, there's no reason to gamble.
Especially with Markakis.
And that low fastball thrown from the side is not going to fool too many left-hand hitters. AJ takes it into the corner. Markakis on the bare hand as the ball kind of hops right to him. For the moment, stops any further damage.
He hit Brian Roberts with a strike. So now the Orioles going to bring the right side in. There's Torres halfway. And here's Alexei. Alexei had a big 0-2 RBI in the third inning. No balls, 2 strikes, and got a pitch to drill, and he drilled. 0-1 to count. And very quickly to count 0-2. Cinch it up, hunker down right here, 10.
Well, you got to figure that Vandenherk's best pitch is that hard slider. I'm not sure how many times Wieters has caught him, but that would be the 0-2 call.
Just got a piece.
Fouled that one off, and it was the slider. I think he almost took a little something off it.
Ground ball. As Torres bubbles it. Picks it up. Safe. Everybody is safe.
That goes E6. Only the 8th error of the year for his Torres. And because Alexei was hustling all the way and not taking anything for granted, he was able to beat the play at first.
So Sox packed with Sox, nobody out, and here's Tien. Marcus grounded to second and looped out to left. And that is out of play. Left side. Gotta get a new piece of maple. Come on, Mark. You're right here, buddy.
Gary Allenson along with Buck Showalter, knowing that this most likely is the inning that blows this game wide open.
Hopefully. Close, good eye, and the count 1-1. Big pitch right here, the 1-1. There's a shot base hit. Carlos broke very, very late on that. Meanwhile, he scores. It's a 5-0 ball game.
The arm angle for Vandenhert is going to be very difficult for him to deal with left-hand hitters. Goes back thinking he might have to tag. No problem scoring. And it keeps him loaded. Well, the difference is it's a 5-run game. And again, base hit here. That could be about the end of the line for an Oriole team that didn't want to see their starter go 4 innings.
Well, I'm not saying a thing. They almost came back from a 7-2 deficit on the opener.
They did.
They had our sphincter so tight we couldn't breathe.
Yes.
As here is Gordon. He has had 2 at-bats, a line shot. As there's a breaking ball strike. Right to Markakis and right. And then leading off last inning, he just missed one. First ball fastball just underneath it, high into left field. Looked at that pitch nicely in the count 1-1.
Gordon trying to add to those 46 runs batted in.
And ground ball right side. We get 1, 2. AJ scores. And it's a 6-0 Sox lead. Ball hit hard, and Roberts got a Bolingbrook bounce on it. Pick him up 1. Alexei at third. 25-year-old right-hander. Holland. Previous major league experience with the Marlins. And that's out of play. So the count very quickly, 0-2. 6-10-1 for our guys. No runs, 1 hit, 2 errors for their guys. Got him. But another 2 spot goes up on that board. We'll go to the 6th, leading by 6. Sportsnet as the Chicago Fire heads to Seattle for a showdown with the Sounders. Don't miss Chicago Fire soccer. That's Saturday at 9:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Top of the order here in the top of the sixth for Baltimore: Roberts, Patterson, and Markakis. Ryan has gone out to left, and he has walked. And he has shot one into the gap. So he's going to make the turn. And the leadoff double. Only the second hit given up by Jackson.
Roberts hits this ball pretty hard. Fastball down. He's able to elevate. And with a play right in front of him and the speed that he possesses, he easily goes into second base.
So here's Patterson. He has struck out and fouled out to Juan Pierre, who made a nice catch on. Takes the bunt, takes the ball. There's a bullet. And let's take a look at that catch if you missed it. Back in the third inning.
Good job to keep your concentration. Juan is able to do just that. Especially with a fan right in his face.
Breaking ball strike, and the count 1-2. There's a chopper. Nice pick. Nice pirouette. Nice peg. One out.
There's always a redeemer in this game. If you make a bad play, you have a chance to make a very good one. And that was a very good one.
So here's Markakis with a chance to pick up an RBI. He struck out to end the first inning. Then he had a little scratch base hit, infield variety in the fourth. Takes it low and inside. Top of the seventh down in Texas, 6-0 Minnesota. Cliff Lee is gone for the Rangers. And there's a line drive right to Alexei. 2 out. So here's Luke Scott. He's been to the plate twice, and he's grabbed some bench both times.
Both times on off-speed breaking balls.
D-backs defeated San Diego 11-5 out at Petco. He could not check it up. St. Louis has come back in the top of the ninth inning to take a 10-8 lead over the Nasty Nats at DC. And he's going to get out of it. Alex making the call. Carlos making the call. Now Alex will take over, make the catch. And that'll retire the side. Leadoff double goes for naught. It is still 6-0 Sox.
A little earlier, and here are the results so far. Chris Sale, a pretty good margin over Sergio Santos. Still have time to vote. Text A, B, or C, plus D if you'd like, to 53695. The final results. You'll have to stay with us. We're on the U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame show.
He has got Nintendo stuff as we hit here in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading 6-0. Pitch way outside. Omar 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Fouls the back. And Sunday, Sox against the Yankees. Join the Sox as we pay tribute to the big hurt Frank Thomas. Come to U.S. Cellular and help us celebrate that big man's retirement, including bobbleheads for the first 10,000 fans, presented by all the great folks at Four Winds Casino. For more information, contact 312-674-1000. That's this Sunday, Frank Thomas Day. Three and one. And there is the dreaded leadoff walk. Here comes Alex. He's had a couple of big hits. Knocked in 1 run, scored 1, stolen a base, number 26. Takes ball 1. Rick Vandenhurst. And that ball popped up. Markakis. One down. So here's Pauly. Pauly had a big RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Takes first pitch strike.
outfield as they've played ball all night. Very deep and straight away all the way around.
One and one to count. Checks it up. Slider on the outside edge. And there's a base hit into left field. Trey Patterson keeps it in front of him.
He got very lucky that time because he charged that ball like he thought he might have had a chance of catching it, then realized on a sinking line drive that he had to do whatever he could do to make sure it doesn't get by him. Wow.
Here's Carlos. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Slider misses. Come on, Carlos, have a good night. And a count 2-0. Outfield about equidistant, spread out slightly to the left. And that is fouled back. And a souvenir.
Pretty good night tonight with runners in scoring position for a team that's second in the American League in that department, and that's the Sox.
2-1.
Off speed breaking ball. Perfect location for it.
And that pitch is fouled away. This is kind of right-hander right here with his stuff and his delivery, his style, so to speak. You get a chance to hit a lot of right-handed hitters.
Well, he drops down. It's a low three-quarter delivery, and the ball moves into the right-hand hitter.
Just chases it.
Yep.
Ground ball hit hard. Nice pick by Bell. And they turn it over. That is a good play by the young 23-year-old third baseman. And that'll do it. We'll go to the seventh, leading 6-0. to join Blackhawks Mobile and be entered to win a VIP training camp festival experience on September 18th. That's camp to 242-957 for 2 free tickets, VIP seating during the Blackhawks scrimmages, and a player meet and greet.
You get a little hitch in your get-along there?
Man, this be what you call a very severe cramp right in my left.
Let me see if I can get you some potassium.
Give me some bananas, a whole bag of them.
Joe, hop on the bananas.
Wow. It's the 7th inning, 6-11-1 for us. 0-2-2 for them.
Brett Lillibridge checks in the game at third base.
And 1-0 the count to Wigington. That's foul. Just tuning in, Sox 1 in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. And that is foul back.
Yeah, you got to stretch that foot out a little bit.
I'll stretch it there. You can stretch it. I'm going to pull a hamstring stretching. Broken bat just ate him up. Brett very quickly gets a chance. Watch out. Bad throw. Nice pick by Konerko. Saved him an error. Beautiful. That's a tough pick right there by Pollard.
And Brett had this ball and almost threw it on the grass. Gets that fastball inside. Breaks the bat. Lillibridge has plenty of time. And then just steers it, and it does hit the grass.
Wow. Always stayed with it. So here's PA. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Edwin Jackson, once again, this is his 4th start in the Sox uniform. Has just been terrific.
Well, the first 3 starts, he gave up an earned run in each and every start. So 3 earned runs, and tonight he's given up no earned runs. He couldn't hardly pitch any better than he's pitched. Has to make those 2 guys very happy. One, that he's sailing right along, that he has enough runs, and that he stays out of the pen. This one just missed it.
Woo. PA, that's his 6th hit now and 10 at bats in this series.
Edwin breathing a sigh of relief. I don't know how this one missed him.
This ball is absolutely scalded.
Well, you can see the way he follows through. He can't defend himself because his glove is actually behind him when he delivers to home plate. There's a break.
So here's Wieters. Wieters has struck out and grounded to second.
Edwin almost got it. Figures if a guy almost hits you, you might as well pick him off. Didn't miss by much.
In that angle, it looked like they did get it. Just popped up. 1, 2 down. That'll bring up the shortstop. Is Torres. He is grounded to first. And he grounded out to Alexei at short. Alexei made a good play on it. Fakes the bunt and takes the ball.
Jackson's only given up the 3 hits. He's been in command from the start of this game till where he is now.
There's a strike. And Stan Omar left the game because of an upset stomach.
Hopefully it's not going around. You know, it usually starts with leg cramps.
And each leg?
The good thing about leg cramps, though, is when they go away, it feels so good.
It does. But I got this from trying to catch my son Casey off the tee this morning.
That probably wasn't a good thing.
No. Driving too hard with him. That's into right field. That's a can of corn. And that'll retire the side. 7th inning stretch. A lot better than last night. First pitch to A.J. is taken for a strike. A.J.'s had a big night. A walk, a single, big single. That helped with that 2-run third, and a double and a run scored in the 5th. And also moved Quentin around to third on that double. As that is popped up. A.J. had his average up to 255 before that at bat. 1 out. And a reminder, stop by the Comcast Fundamentals deck at U.S. Cellular Field for the ultimate game day experience. You can visit the Comcast dugout to see official White Sox equipment, take photos next to life-size player cutouts, and listen to updates about the White Sox pitching staff on the Xfinity Voice dugout phone. All brought to you by the great folks at Comcast. 1-0 the count to Alexei, and that pitch is outside 2-0. Alexei, a big 2-out RBI single in the 3rd. Now it's 54 knocked in. And the count 3-0. Washington came back to tie the Cardinals at 10. They're in the 10th inning.
They're in the bottom of the 10th. The Cardinals bullpen has been very porous of late.
There have been a lot of bullpens that have been very porous.
I think there's some tired arms around baseball now, and you're getting to the point where that's what happens.
That's mid-August?
Yep.
That's what we talked about all last year. We're talking about it this year. It's the battle of bullpens. Whoever from mid-August gets the best work out of their bullpen, the contenders in that division, that's probably who's going to win that division. It's a battle of bullpens. as he gets Alexei 2 down.
Well, he was threatening that 20th walk. Ahead 3-0, but was not to be.
Well, we had a real good outing last night from Eric Threets. 2 innings.
Terrific. I mean, you know, before he went on the disabled list, he had 9 outings, hadn't given up anything. He came last night and 2 excellent innings.
And we've got that youngster, Chris Sale, out there, who's got as good a stuff as anybody on our staff. And we're going to get, Matt said he's feeling better. JJ's knee has got to get a little better before he can get out there and pitch again. Bobby is throwing the ball extremely well.
That's one of the reasons why this weekend is going to be such a key to this team, because it's going to depend on just how many outs the bullpen is going to have to cover for 3 games against a very strong hitting team, the Yankees. It doesn't hurt that A-Rod is on the disabled list and won't be able to play. But they still have some thunder up and down that lineup.
2-1 to 10. Mark had an RBI single in the 5th. And there is another base hit. Attaboy, Mark. He's 2 for 4. He's now 4 for 7 in this series. Yes, sir. Whoever gets the best performance out of their bullpen for the last 6 weeks will win their division. And that's the reason I'm saying we're going to win ours in the last 3 weeks. Our bullpen, knock on wood, is going to be healthy. The last 22 games, we've got only 6 on the road. Minnesota, in the last 22, has 12 on the road. As there's a breaking ball strike to Gordon, who's 0 for 3 tonight. But he has hit the ball hard twice, once into a double play, and he just missed hitting one out of here.
Texas trying to come back against Minnesota. They've cut that 6-0 lead to 6-2.
Well, there aren't too many teams in baseball today who are not looking for bullpen help.
Well, that's one of the reasons. I mean, you know, when everybody talks about that waiver wire and who you're going to get and who you would like to have, you got to realize that you might want one thing, and that's the real good guy out of your bullpen. He might not be available to you. Gordon just figured, well, look, I'm out. It was a bad swing, and we'll go on to the next inning.
I love it. All right, 6-0 Sox. Six nothing. Josh Bell, the third baseman, will lead it off here in the top of the 8th.
Bell has had a very tough series because he has a gigantic strike zone.
And the count 2-0.
This is a young man with a lot of promise, very strong from both sides of the plate. But needs a little better command of the strike zone before he could become a dominant hitter.
And that's out of play. 2-1. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source. Shop WhiteSox.com.
That last pitch was an example of what we were talking about. That ball was well inside, down out of the strike zone, and Bell fouled it off. Makes a huge difference in the at-bat.
He gone.
Well, he swung at a bad one and took a good one. And tonight, Edwin Jackson has been outstanding. Fastball has been explosive. Slider has been unhittable. Changeup has been just as good. And Edwin, who's had a whole lot of rest, is throwing the ball exceedingly well.
That's just off the outside corner to Brian Roberts, who has gone out to left, walked, and doubled. And the count 2-0. Houston beat the Phillies 5-1 at the bank. Fouls that one away.
Philadelphia has been scuffling. They're trying to catch Atlanta. Philadelphia has now lost 4 in a row. The Braves have lost 3 in a row. And that race is stuck in the mud.
Come back and get him, no walks. Next pitch will be number 106. And a full count. Broken bat. Beckham's got him. 2 down.
Well, this is exactly how Ozzie would have drawn up this game. You get a relatively early lead, 1 on the board early, then make it a 3-run lead, and your starting pitcher takes you deep into the game so you can stay out of your bullpen and stay as fresh as you possibly can for the Yankees coming to town. And that's what Jackson has done tonight.
And here's Corey Patterson. Corey 0 for 3. Struck out, gone out to left, and grounded to second. Play that Beckham made a good play.
Gabino loosening up in the bullpen. He'll most likely come on for the 8th inning.
And that's fouled back. And a reminder, you can support the White Sox Wives Food Drive presented by Dominic's. Non-perishable food items will be collected at the 14 Chicago Dominic's locations through Saturday to benefit the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Thanks to all the great folks at Dominic's. He goes. Strikeout number 10 for Edwin. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th with a 6-0 lead.
flashback to 2005 on this day when Brian Anderson hit his first 2 Major League home runs, both off Felix Hernandez of the Mariners. Sox went on to win the ballgame 5-3. That's our Cabot Woodstein legendary performance.
And Brian, of course, in the Kansas City organization as a pitcher now, and making evidently what we heard and read, some nice progress.
Well, he's trying to turn into a Sergio Santos. He's got a strong enough arm. The question will be, will it be durable enough? And early he had some problems, but now seems to be doing a nice job. So Armando Gabino comes on for the 5th time. ERA a robust 12.27.
And he's got the top of the order, Juan Pierre. Just check that. Brent Lillibridge and Alex Rios. Yep, they say that Brian Anderson is touching out at the high of 97 and pitching comfortably at 94, 95.
What he has to do is hit his spots, and hopefully he can make it, because he's a good guy, and he came to the realization he was not going to do it as a hitter.
Yeah, he is one of the best light guys we've had on this ball club in a long time. He is a terrific young man.
Makes his home in Scottsdale, Arizona.
1 tonight, 1 for 4, bunt single. Stolen base, number 50 on the season.
It looks to me, and I have obviously no partiality whatsoever, but that bunt and stolen base might have keyed the entire victory tonight.
All right, Professor Hill.
I mean, that set the tone for this game with that great catch in left field.
Harold Hill, what a guy. Three and 1 to count. As if you're just tuning in, you obviously now know who Stone Pony's pick was. There's a strike. He doesn't swing at 2-0 or 3-1. We got a little barn burner going here. It looks like it. Mark Tien may have snuck in. As there is a very close play, just foul. 6-12-1 for our guys. 0-3-2 for their guys.
Boy, if this one is fair, which it's not, that could have cinched it for Juan.
And there's a base hit back through the middle. That and 2 cramped legs will get you a donut.
I'm going to bring you tomorrow evening, because it's such a big night, celebrating the Blackhawks and all. I'm going to bring you some bananas to make sure that you have a very comfortable broadcast.
Boy, I'll tell you what, I got to have some potassium. I remember when they said take more salt tablets.
Yeah, that probably wasn't a good thing, as your blood pressure got to be 300 over 180.
We used to take, I used to take, I don't know how about everybody else, 30 or 40 of those a day with salt tablets.
That's a good idea.
30 or 40, because that's what they told you to do. They didn't find out till 100 years later it was potassium.
Yes, that's why people were dying at 58. But I'll tell you what, instead of bananas for potassium, a great source of potassium, I'll bring you a couple of pounds of prunes.
That won't work.
Oh, yeah.
You'd rather I had cramps. 0-2 to count. Omar had to leave because of an upset stomach. Hopefully he will be all right. Omar had a couple of walks and run scored. That run scored coming in the first inning. So he once again in the mix. Big time. As that is out number 1. And here's Alex. A walk, 2 singles, an RBI, a stolen base, number 26, and a run scored. He's 2 for 3. Takes low. Ball 1.
Tony Pena throwing in the bullpen. So it could very well be that the night is over for Edwin Jackson, who did just a spectacular job through 8.
Now he has just been outstanding in each and every one of the 4 starts he's made in that White Sox uniform. Just 3 hits, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. Touched 98 a couple times tonight. And the count 3-0 to Rios with Konerko on deck. 6-2 Minnesota, bottom of the 8th in Texas. Texas will maintain that 8.5 game lead over Oakland as Cleveland beat the A's 3-2. Angels coming in 10 games back. They will go to 9.5 if the Wranglers don't come back in that game. The ball deep, way back. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yeah. Up off the bat of Alex. And it is 8-0. Marshall.
Home run number 18, his 3rd RBI of the night. He now has 73 runs driven in. And the hit parade continues. A Ford home run replay is a fastball perfectly dialed up right on the inner third, about thigh high, and gone. And that certainly cinches it for Juan Pierre with that big run scored.
Paulie fouls it back. And, of course, with that home run by Alex, the Alex Nellis family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 146, so $14,600 donated by Alex Nellis in loving memory of Ursula.
8 runs, 14 hits tonight.
And there's a hard hit ground ball sucked up by Josh Bell. And that's out number 2. So Paulie now 2 for 5 on the evening with an RBI and a run scored. And here's Carlos. Carlos 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. You got a cookie right there, and underneath it fouls it back.
Well, he's looking for his 3rd hit, gets a hanging breaking ball right over the middle of the plate.
Low and away 1-2. A.J. Pierzynski on deck. A.J. 2 for 3 tonight. Big single in the 3rd. Double and a run scored in the 5th. Flips that one. That's going to be in foul ground. Wigington giving chase. He's got room and makes the catch. But the two-run homer, the long two-run homer by Alex Rios. We're into the ninth, leading 8-0. Comcast Sportsnet. Saturday at noon, catch a classic Frank Thomas game from 1993, and Sunday at 12:30, tune in for special coverage as the Sox icon has his jersey retired before the Sox take on the Yankees. This weekend on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
So the night is done for Edwin Jackson, who goes 8 innings, no runs, 3 hits, a couple of walks, and 10 big strikeouts. Alex Rios has had a terrific night. And Tony Pena comes on for the 43rd time. ERA 5.5. And he's got to protect an 8-run lead.
First pitch strike. Nick Markakis is 1 for 3 tonight. Reaches out, nice pitch by Tony. I tell you, he did something that was just almost unbelievable in today's culture in this game. In Kansas City, went out, spot start, hoping he could go at least 4. He went 7.
Pretty impressive.
And he was throwing just as hard in the 7th as he was in the 1st. As bad as that doubleheader hurt, Tony took a lot of the pain out of it with those 7 innings. Luke Scott 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. Once again, be with us tomorrow night, right here at the ballpark. Freddie Garcia against A.J. Burnett, first of that 3-game weekend series against the Yankees. 674-1000. Check on the availability of tickets. If you can't make it to the ballpark, that game will be right here on Comcast Sportsnet on Saturday. Johnny Danks against C.C. Sabathia. And that game will be over WGN. And on Sunday, Gavin Floyd against Ivan Nova. And that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. And then the road trip, 10 games in 11 days. Finish it off with 4 in Detroit. Detroit starting to crank it up a little bit. As a full count to Scott.
What a night for that man. can hardly have any better stuff than he had tonight.
No, it's hard. It's hard to have better. Texas trying to get back in that game. It's 6-4, bottom of the 8th inning. And there is ball 4.
That Minnesota bullpen, especially late, now that they've lost a couple of their left-handers, is less than overwhelming.
Well, they got Jesse Crane in there now. They had Matt Guerrero, and I believe it was Nelson Cruz. They had a 2-run homer off of him to make it 6-4. That Texas club can put some points on the board and hurt. And that's foul back.
You don't get much of a breather with that lineup. Hamilton's having a spectacular year. Guerrero is having a renaissance year. Nelson Cruz is always devastating. Michael Young, the youngster, Elvis Andrews. It's a strong team.
That's getting good pitching. Cliff Lee started that game tonight. And the irony of the Lee situation is in his career, the worst ballpark he's had to pitch in has been Arlington, Texas.
That's the one he's in. But it will not be the one he's in next year.
Not holding Scott on. 1-1 pitch. Nice change out in front. Has a bullet. So the walk to Scott, the smash. Screaming Mimi single by Wigington.
Just about the time Alexei started to dive, that ball was by him. This ball was crushed.
So here's PA. He's 1 for 3. He had a single back in the 7th inning back through the middle that could have been very, very dangerous. It just missed Edwin Jackson. Two on, 1 out. Big swing. Chop foul. They're in the bottom of the 11th inning in D.C. Cardinals and the Nasty Nats tied at 10. And the count 0-2. Okay, getting back to our bullpen conversation, there are a whole bunch of teams now trying they're going to be up to the wee hours of the morning trying to find some bullpen help.
Well, there's going to be no reliever of consequence that's going to clear waivers unless that contract is just so ridiculous that nobody will take a shot at it.
Can they do it? Rack them up. Yes. And this ball game is over. So the Sox take the rubber match of this 3-game set. They win it 8-0. They won the opener 7-5. Then last night Baltimore came back with a 4-2 victory, and the Sox come in 3.5 games back of Minnesota, who, as we speak, are in the top of the 9th inning, leading Texas 6-4. But tonight, it was all Edwin Jackson.
It was Edwin Jackson and a whole lot of offense as the offense came to play, but the tone was set by Edwin, who just completely stifled a lineup that has given us problems. I mean, we ended this year 3-4 against Baltimore, so this was a team that gave us some difficulty, but not tonight. Tonight, the offense was there, the defense was there, and of course, The tone was set by Edwin Jackson, who just, in a 10-strikeout, 3-hit, 8-inning performance, just shut him down.
He had that Nintendo stuff out there. As we mentioned, he touched 98 a couple times, throwing very comfortably at 95 and 96. And as Miguel Cabrera, the Tigers, said when he pitched against them, Miguel said that's the best slider he's seen all year.
Tonight he had an excellent slider, a good changeup, and he used the fastball both inside and out to throw it by some pretty decent hitters. So when you have a game where every aspect of your team is working, you have a performance like tonight. And this was a good way to end this series.
All right now let's go down to the field.
I'm Sarah Kustok here in front of the White Sox dugout with our GMC player of the game, Edwin Jackson. Edwin, just your 4th start with the White Sox. You pitch an 8-inning shutout, 10 strikeouts. What allowed you to be so effective on the mound tonight?
I think it was just coming out, attacking the strike zone, letting the offense get a chance to go up to the bat as much as they can, and just challenge hitters to put the ball in play.
It's been almost 2 weeks since your last official start. How rested and anxious were you to get back on the mound?
Definitely. I was pretty excited to get back on the field. It seemed like it's been forever since I've been on the field, but I just want to come out and continue where I left off before I threw the last game.
What does it do for your mindset as a pitcher to get the type of run support that you did tonight from your guys?
It's always good when you can come out and you can pitch with a few runs under your belt. It makes you want to really go out and attack the zone. And my hat's off to those guys, offense, and they play defense as well. So it's just a great all-the-way-around game.
First series win since the beginning of this month. What type of momentum does it give you heading into the Yankees series this weekend?
It's definitely big. We really needed this series, and hopefully we can keep the ball moving in a forward direction and keep winning and start a little streak.
Edwin, a little fresh to Chicago. What do you think of this U.S. Cellular crowd?
I love Chicago.
Congrats, Edwin.
All right, Sox win it 8-0. And for my partner, the Stone Pony, Steve Stone, our director, John Walsh tonight, who always does a good job, our producer, Mike Leary, our associate producer, Dave Ross, our technical manager, Mark Harper, the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., also for the man who runs this booth up here, the mayor, Mean Joe Grube, and up here, Wynn Griffiths, Frank D'Amato, Frank Leone. This is the Hawk. So long, everybody.